Hey everybody, it's Sherry Dutter from Tier 1 Interventions. Today, John Lee is going to uncover some new material. She didn't even tell me what this time. So, take it away, John Lee, and let's get started.
Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. We are going to unpack exactly what that means in our first segment here of our live session today. Another fail. Oh, I'm just going to put this one out there because it's fun. Another fail of math instruction is finishing, answering, and solving everything by the end of the class period. Ouch. That's a fail. Finishing, solving, and answering every question and problem by the end of the class period or by the end of the week. That's a fail. You get the idea. These are targeting the things that we are doing that we think we're doing right, but it's what's causing our failure in math achievement. So in the novel model, the way that we structure our book, our math year, is in seasons. Season 1 is what we call first 15 days. This is one of the most important seasons. This is like chapter 1 in a novel. Season 1, oh, this is really going to get you cranky. Season 1 at every grade level in mathematics is almost identical. It has 90% of the same exact chunks in grade 1, as in grade 4, as in grade 7, as in algebra 1. And season 1 is only about 15 to 20 days. I call it first 15. I think I took maybe 18 days this year. Sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 23. You know, I mean, there's no hard and fast rule here. Season 2, and I'm going to go about the halfway mark of the year because that's where season 2 ends. So I'm going to do this map very proportionately accurate, which I didn't on the first 15 days. Johnny, Jay-Z, get it together. Back up. Let's see, how many sets of 15 days are in the first semester? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe? 5 times 15, 50, 75. That's about right. Hey, I'm pretty good. So if I split this into 5 parts, share the middle. This is one of the strategies we teach. If I want the first half of the year to be split in 5 parts, 5 chunks of 15, I've never done this way before. Like we're building the plane as I'm flying it right now. Hold on, put your seatbelts on, kids. But I teach on this. If I have a chunk and I need to separate it into 5 parts, I can't draw a line in the middle if I want this proportionally accurate. I have to share the middle, but I have to share the middle small enough because that's only one of the parts and I need 5 total parts. So the left part has to have 2 parts and the right part has to have 2 parts. Now they're not totally equal, but it's better than if the way I was doing it before. This is actually a mathematical chunk that we teach with paper folding and paper strips and bar model is dividing the bar. I mean, it's one of our chunks. It's one of our intentional, explicit instructional tools. So anyway, just keep that in mind. But I'm doing it to make sure our map, the way that I'm sharing the map, is proportionally here. Because season 2 ends at the end of December. So that's the first half of the year. So here we go. We're on our way to the Super Bowl. Here we go. Okay, so here's season 1. So season 1 is actually, oh my gosh, I've never taught it this way. You guys, this is brand new. I am totally making up this proportionality right now. Holy crap. Okay, This is so good. This is so good right now. If you've had lots of interactions with me, I want you I want you to be excited for me right now because this is really groundbreaking. The exact way I'm doing it. I've done this a lot of times before, but the way we're doing it right now is absolutely like it is so up leveled. So season one should actually be 1/5 of the first half of your year, which is how much of your whole year? A tenth. If we think of the second half of the year in fifths, if we have equal pieces. So I want to do this proportionally right now because this is fantastic. You have no idea how excited I am right now. And I did this year, but I didn't realize I was doing it this way. But now that I've actually been teacher of record and I have my experimental group, I have been so spot on. This is why I'm able to give this to you in this linear order because I've actually done it. I've actually experienced it. I've talked about it for the past 15 years, but I actually implemented it this year with the level of knowledge I have, and it has been perfection. Now I'm just telling you exactly how I did it. So, season two goes from like day 16 or day 19 or day 24, whatever, to the end of December. So I always call season two October through December. It doesn't have a name. I need to name it, but I'm not worried about that right now. I don't care. Okay. So season two, the name of season two is October through December. Now, there is so much effort and creativity and artistry and beauty, and there's so much work that it takes for me as a teacher to implement season one that now I'm on a break season two. Okay. From October to December for survival, you can like get into your textbook and just teach it one page at a time. You can do whatever you want in season two, but you want to dabble in some of these first 15 days ideas. Now, I can tell you explicitly how I did it, and I have that spreadsheet for how I have my exact lesson plans for Algebra 1. I also have my exact lesson plans for second grade and third grade. I also have my exact lesson plans for fourth grade and eighth grade because I've been doing it not full time at those grade levels, but part time. So we have the answer of how to dabble it in, but I want season two to be much more flexible for all of you. I want you because, then we start having field trips and then we start having missed days and then we start we're in survival mode because, maybe something in my life happened in October and I just need to assign worksheets or see, I want this season two to be very flexible for you as a teacher. Now, if you still have a lot of energy after season one, which a lot of us don't, because we kind of want to go into cruise control. But if you still have a lot of energy after season one, season two can be much more deliberate and intentional. I'm going to show you what season two looks like in some of our lower grades. And Amy, you can add to this if you'd like. But I'm going to show you what season two looks like in some of our other grade levels. And it looks like this. So let me go to, I don't know, I'm going to go here. Okay. So these are slide decks meant to be used after season one. Okay. After the first 15 days. So I'm going to show you what we actually have. These are the resources we have within the novel model system. So for example, you might say, you know what? I want to do more of the first 15 day stuff. I want to do another chunk of it in my season two. Great. Then you're going to open up this slide deck for week A. Week A means there are sets of 5 to 8 lesson plans that are similar to season one. And you don't have to do them for 8 days in a row. Within season two, you could open up week A and do 2 days of it in October, a day of it in November, and a day of it in December. And then in January, you could do week B. And then in February, you could do week C. Here's the brilliance of the design of these slide decks. They have each slide deck. So if I look at level 3, week B, okay, and this is for lower grade levels, but going up to like 5th and 6th grade, if I look at slide deck here, level 3, there's always a quick dot. That's one of our essentials. There's always some kind of mental math fluency piece. There's always a 120 chart thing related to the quick dot. Then there's a visual model of the quick dot in 120 chart. And then this is Amy's baby, birthed baby, circling the model in multiple circles, relating the quick dot to the notation, the mathematical notation, looking at other types of quick dots, asking locker problem questions. So you remember when we talked about those essential chunks, they're in every one of these that you could do once a month. Here's paper folding. Here's sharing the middle. This is all deliberate and intentionally created so that you could pick up a chunk of a slide deck and do it randomly, maybe once a week if you wanted to keep bringing in the flavor of season 1, first 15 days into the second season. What I'm telling you is we've designed this for you, not as a complete curriculum, but a condensed but comprehensive curriculum. It's a condensed but comprehensive curriculum. You could actually do every slide deck that we've created for your grade level in 60 days or less. So if you're like, I want to do more of this, give me the whole 60-day. I can give you the 60-day. But guess what? Look at all the days you still have left. This is what we mean by teaching more in less time, is how we design our structure and define our essentials and how we deliver those essentials. All of the essentials must be delivered in every season. If you think about how a typical traditional math textbook is structured, this does not happen by December. Does not happen by December. And there's no reason for it. Other than textbook companies make money with propaganda. I'll tell you why. Because they attach the math standards for that grade level of that textbook, and the whole textbook is a checklist. So half of the standards don't even get taught until the second semester, but they align it to their textbook. Kids aren't even exposed to half the stuff by December, which how do we expect them? And then most teachers run out of time to do all this anyway. So the way the textbook is designed guarantees failure for us. But the textbook sells because they say, oh, it's research-based, it's all those things. It's all propaganda. I guarantee you the state of Ohio, oh, I'm going to get canceled for this. I guarantee you the state of Ohio has some kind of kickback for the textbooks that they have approved for school districts to adopt. I guarantee you. Don't let anybody tell you any different. It is not in best interest of kids. Let's say it louder for the people in the back.
State standards are wrong. We should throw them all out. Is that loud enough?
It's loud.
Okay.
Okay. It's all met with good intention because nobody really knows the answer except for me and Sherry and my team of people here. We know the answer. We've been proving it with data and results for years. So stop getting on your soapbox, John Lee, but don't stop. Okay. Season 1, so that's describing season 2. This, my friends, is the third step in the process in how each grade level, each individual teacher should be mapping their year. However, if you're doing this at a district level, the map pieces should be the same chunks for every grade level. And every year, the map does the same thing, but just up levels. And then within the year, the map does everything in season 1 and then up levels it for each season after. However, all of our curriculum should be exposed by December, not mastered. When I started this session today, I said mission accomplished. I did it. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, but I freaking did it. I freaking did it, you guys, with my Algebra 1 class. They have been exposed to everything they're going to learn this year, and many of them have actually mastered all of it so far. Now, some of my kiddos haven't mastered much of it at all. But that's no different than any other model that we use. But I'm not worried about my kids that haven't mastered. My midterm coming up this week is going to tell me what my groups of kids are for the rest of the year. Which kids already have a high level of mastery, a medium level of mastery, a low level of mastery. That's what I'm using my assessment for, my midterm. And then I design my next few seasons to dig to mastery. So we get much more depth, which is going to ensure that my kids that have already mastered get the deeper versions of it, and my kids that haven't mastered get the mastery of the minimum. So in the next part of the year, this is how it's structured.
Jonalee, I want to close out Tier 1 Interventions podcast. And that is, if you are listening to this podcast and you are thinking, how do I get involved? You want to head over to your show notes and click on the link. We are offering you to come to a session like this, where you get all 2.5 hours at one shot for $47. You can then join another session for another $47, or you can buy the whole year for $497. Plus, you have to buy if you're going to go buy the whole year, you're going to have to buy level 1 as well. But the coaching and these conversations that we're having are $497. That sounds to me like a really good deal to really think the way you're thinking about not just mathematics, but occupational therapy delivery, speech therapy delivery, special ed delivery, and how we're helping these kids rethink, re-regulate, relearn, and think about life as whole.
Good pause there to make that ending connection. Love it. All right, kids, I'm going to jump because I'm kind of on a time schedule today. So I'm going to jump. If you guys have any other conversation, have at it. Love you guys. Oh my gosh. You're awesome.
Well, I was going to sign off as well. You guys have a wonderful holiday.
You as well. Bye.
Bye.
Love you all.